Now, high blood pressure is basically caused by the same kind of risk factors we've talked about. Remember, to mention something, like the studies done in Kenya in the 1930s, no blood pressure was found. They looked at people, a couple of thousands of people, did not find blood pressure. And when they compared, in fact, the other important thing is that, I remember the one done in 1930, when they compared like Africans who are 40 years of age at that point with white people who are 40 years old at that time, they realized that the Africans, the blood pressures were the same. Whether they were 20 or whether they were 40, the blood pressures were staying the same. In the white people, the Europeans, let me call them so, their blood pressures by 40 had started climbing up. Those days, we did not have those problems. What has happened? Because now we behave like those people. By the time you are 40, your blood pressure is already going up. 1930, there was zero blood pressure in the studies. Today, 1 out of 4 adults have high blood pressure in Kenya. That's the change we have experienced. You can imagine. What has resulted into that? It is usually the same things we've talked about. Things like the diet, a diet that is high in salt and low in vegetables and fruits. And then on top of that, those are the basic abnormalities. But then there is imbalance. You find somebody is eating too much meat, somebody is eating too much carbohydrates and sugar, somebody else is eating too much fat and of the wrong types of fats. So diet, vegetables, fruits, very important. Reduce salt, very important, because those are causes. And then on top of that, alcohol is a major cause, excessive alcohol intake. Those people who are taking more than 6 beers several times a week, you may find their blood pressures are going up. And also smoking as well. So we have like 5 critical things that cause blood pressure. And what they lead to the 6th thing is now overweight, okay? You become overweight. When you become overweight, again, you have risk for diabetes and hypertension. And the other last thing in that group of causes is physical inactivity. You should exercise at least 30 minutes a day, about 5 days a week. That's a total of about 150 minutes, usually. But even if you are unable to do 30 minutes 3 times a week, or 15 minutes in the morning, another 15 minutes at the end of the day, any exercise is better than none. So those are the kind of things that have brought in high blood pressure. But there are other things like stress in the environment. And the environments that we live in are much more stressful than they were maybe in 1850. If you came to around Nairobi in 1850, people would not have reason to have stress. Life was not about leaving your house, coming to do a job. Life was different. You woke up and food surrounded you. There were animals to hunt. There was berries to eat. Okay, what you worried about was somebody coming to attack you, to take, to kidnap or to do other things. There wasn't much stress. Of course, every generation has its own stress, but the generations of today have too much stress, and that is also contributing to blood pressure. Remember also the other things that we cannot measure, like environmental pollution, food pollution. All those things we can't even see and measure, but we know they are there. But at least if you can concentrate on those 5-6 things that I've mentioned, those are the main causes, and you are likely to stay without blood pressure. And of course, one thing about blood pressure is whenever you visit a health worker, don't leave without somebody checking your blood pressure, because it is not known. You can't feel it.